A new official trailer for The Batman 2022 has been released at DC FanDome, and we get a much better idea of what Matt Reeves has in store for us. There were new looks at Robert Pattinson, pointers towards the potential story, and new exciting footage of the Riddler, Catwoman, Penguin, and Alfred. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything we saw in this new trailer and discussing what it could mean for the 2022 superhero film. I will also leave a link in the description to the trailer if you haven't seen it already, so check it out before watching my analysis. Before I get into it though, if you want to see much more videos on the Batman leading up to its release date next year, then don't forget to support this video by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. Also, feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram at Cortex Videos, which is all linked in the description below. But without further ado, let's discuss the newest official trailer for The Batman 2022. Since Matt Reeves took charge on The Batman, the director has been busily crafting the most noirish environment any cinematic Bruce Wayne has situated within thus far. The opening shot from The Batman's new trailer highlights exactly why, depicting the noir setting in shots of a grimy backstreet lit by neon lights. It's a typical Gotham-esque vibe with the slight infusion of a futuristic feel too. The previous trailer revealed a first look at Paul Dano's Riddler, but only through wearing a mask and giving us a Zodiac killer presence. The man drinking the latte in the diner during the opening footage is Edward Nashton, the Riddler himself, and although we don't get a good look at his face, the heavy police presence and question mark in the foam give us a clue about what kind of effect this person is going to have. Jim Gordon can be seen leading the squad that brings Riddler in, but the ease with which they do it is highly suspicious. One would expect this capture is all according to Nashton's super cerebral plan, reflective of Heath Ledger's Joker in some way from The Dark Knight. Although I'm guessing they will try to take this in a slightly different direction as we progress throughout the film. This trailer also gives us a clear look at the new bat signal atop GCPD headquarters, with Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon firing up the iconic beacon. The bat signal is simply a large chunk of metal, vaguely resembling a bat shoved into the centre of a searchlight, creating the most rudimentary live-action bat signal yet. The amateur-esque signal not only demonstrates how new Batman is within the vigilante game, but also how grounded and realistic Matt Reeves' vision is for the Batman, even compared to Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy. Alongside is Pattinson's Batman voice being demonstrated multiple times throughout the footage, a tone that speaks to Batman's tactic of striking fear into the city's criminals, with his line about the bat signal acting as a warning, cementing Pattinson as the most violent, dangerous cinematic Batman yet. Not to forget that he seems to nearly beat a man to death as Catwoman watches from behind, shocked at the length he has been pushed to. I've got a sneaky feeling that this is Riddler, but either way, it really does show us the brutality that this new Caped Crusader is bringing. And looking up at the bat signal is none other than the man himself, Robert Pattinson, in full costume. It's clear that the cowl is very low tech, and the whole ensemble brings a homemade feel that's nothing like the suits of armour audiences have come to expect from big screen Batman. Particularly interesting is that despite the Batman aiming for a very grounded aesthetic, the most comic booky elements of Pattinson's costume, like the ears and cape, appear very exaggerated. Matt Reeves is interestingly mixing the visuals of Christopher Nolan and Tim Burton's take on the Caped Crusader, and to be honest, I really dig it. But something else to keep in mind about the Dark Knight's costume is that acing off against the clown-painted criminals, Batman's gear absorbs several bullets in quick succession. The Batman may take place during the DC superhero's early years, but Bruce isn't taking any chances with Gotham's criminals. In one of several impressive action scenes, Robert Pattinson takes on a dozen or so clown gangsters at a rainy subway station using his fists, while also pinning one criminal against a pillar and emitting an electrical charge into the villain's neck. Though the shock doesn't look fatal, it's certainly unusual to see Batman carrying such weaponry when a solid punch to the face usually gives the same result. Bruce's taser is yet another example of how the Batman's title character cranks the violence up several notches. But alongside the interesting look at the utilities and presence of the Caped Crusader, we also get a deeper look at the villains. The first enemies spotted in the Batman trailer are the same villains glimpsed in previous footage. Gotham's gangsters wearing clown-like white face paint, goons that resemble the clown prince of crime, an obscured Riddler, and Colin Farrell's Penguin. Although the setting is unclear, Riddler appears in numerous scenes, with one placing him in a jumpsuit that appears to read Arkham Hospital. Batman screams, "What have you done?" which supports the theory that Riddler lets himself be captured after laying the necessary pieces of his scheme. Batman's rage in this scene shows how deeply Paul Dano's Riddler is getting under the vigilante's skin. Riddler, meanwhile, claims he's been trying to reach Batman, referencing the greetings card clue from the previous trailer. The sequencing of the shots that follow also strongly suggests that Riddler is responsible for the explosives, and Batman's anger at the interrogation might come from needing to locate more bombs before they detonate. And according to a TV news report featuring selfie footage of the Riddler doing murders, the serial killer is live streaming his violent endeavours. This with Riddler's belief that he's performing a service by taking down corrupt officials. It makes sense he'd want Gotham's publics to witness the acts he's committing in their name. This all supports the detective theme that the director has been pushing with his latest film. We've even got a brief image of Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne looking undercover with rectangular glasses and a newspaper. Also, the Batman's Lego merchandise refers to Bruce Wayne as the Drifter, which could be a disguise he employs while gathering information on the streets of Gotham. The outfit and name imply Robert Pattinson's Batman will be utilising traditional investigation tactics in Matt Reeves' movie, doing proper detective work rather than just swinging around and punching people, though based on this trailer, he'll definitely be doing a lot of that too. One scene that made me curious is the one that shows an investigation board of sorts spread over the floor of the Batcave while Bruce Wayne treads barefoot through the centre, trying to piece everything together. At the bottom left, Mitchell references Don Mitchell, Gotham's dead mayor and one of Riddler's confirmed victims. Coulson is Gil Coulson, the district attorney in the film played by Peter Sarsgaard. Poor Gil is briefly seen taped to an explosive in the Batman's previous trailer, confirming Gotham's DA as Riddler's second victim. "No More Lies" was scrawled all across Mitchell's office. "The sins of my father" is likely something the Riddler has written in one of his letters to Bruce, and might reference the Court of Owls, who Thomas Wayne was secretly involved with. Savage is Gotham's commissioner, and likely Riddler's third victim. This leaves Renewal is a lie as the only unsolved clue. But there are two major riddles towards the end of the trailer which could lead to answering some of the clues. In a voiceover, the Riddler utters, "What's black and blue and dead all over?" Obviously a morbid twist on the classic, "What's black, white and red all over?" Riddler's version could carry a double meaning. On the surface, a nod to Bruce's dead body when Riddler's done with him, but perhaps also a commentary on Bruce's psyche. The Batman is black, Bruce is blue, but both sides of him are emotionally dead. That would fit with the "renewal is a lie" line, or the answer could also have something to do with Gotham's police department. They wear black, but police are traditionally referred to as blue, and one of them could be about to die by Riddler's hand. What this all tells us is that the Batman may be a character study. It picks up on this thread with Andy Serkis telling him that, if this continues, it won't be long until you've got nothing left. Several scenes later, Pattinson replies, "I don't care what happens to me." So evidently, the Batman's younger protagonist is still burning with rage from his parents' death and will wage war on Gotham's criminals whatever the cost. It's not unusual for Batman to get a little banged up over the course of his duties, but there's something unfamiliar about the Caped Crusader covered in dirt. Pattinson's Batman has apparently been involved in some kind of disaster and has barely escaped in one piece. Then we get some more looks at other characters in this new take on Gotham's world. The Batman Trailer 2 shows a bit more of Zoë Kravitz Catwoman, and in particular, we get some moments of emotional connection between her and Batman. Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there? Though there's obviously a spark between the pair, their relationship may not come to fruition fully in The Batman. Bruce and Selina might instead lay foundations for a romance in a future sequel. Selina's line also subtly confirms she doesn't yet know Batman's secret identity. Batman and Selina Kyle meet upon a rooftop at sunset, sharing a tender moment where Catwoman assures Bruce that she can take care of herself. The line must mean Bruce attempts to protect Selina, but rightly gets refused by a character more than accustomed to fending for herself on Gotham's streets. And a chain of quick shots highlight Zoë Kravitz's action scenes as Selina Kyle. It's the best display of Selina's gymnastic abilities and suggests Catwoman's skyline antics might be even more impressive than Batman's. Not going down without a fight, Bruce also drops onto a balcony as a fiery explosion echoes behind him, and by this point, it's very clear that the Batman is going to be a treat visually, giving us both Batman and Catwoman at their best of their physical capabilities. The trailer also reveals Catwoman wearing a longer wig, showing us that Selina is covertly investigating, most likely the Penguin, and it would explain her presence at Don Mitchell's funeral, which is also present in this footage. And speaking of Penguin, we get a much clearer view of Colin Farrell's notorious villain in this trailer. The Gotham gangster surveys his city from a high window, and this could be the same building Catwoman is seen fighting in during the scenes. Farrell previously admitted his role in The Batman is relatively small, but he appears in multiple scenes regardless. Andy Serkis's Alfred Pennyworth also makes a long-awaited appearance in this new trailer, and the eye is immediately drawn towards a bloody scar upon Alfred's left eyebrow. With Serkis playing a younger than traditional version of Alfred, it's only natural to expect a more physical butler, and the actor has hinted as much in interviews. We'll have to see, but I'm loving all the looks we get at all the supporting characters in this new Batman film. But coming to the end, this trailer is also generous to Batmobile fans, displaying Bruce's new ride as it burns fuel through the rear rocket and smashes recklessly through street-side debris. The big takeaway is how normal the Batman's Batmobile looks compared to previous versions of the vehicle. The design fits Robert Pattinson's low-tech philosophy and also draws far less attention than past Batmobiles might. In an extended version of the Penguin car chase that ends this new trailer, Colin Farrell believes he's left the Batmobile in a hail of fire, only for the flaming car to emerge unscathed and flip him off the road. As Batman strides towards Penguin's overturned car, we get a true sense of the dangerous, combustible hero Robert Pattinson is playing. But that was my breakdown for the new The Batman trailer released at DC FanDome. In my opinion, this trailer was outstanding, and it really displayed the unique take that Reeves is taking, portraying a Year One Batman who is being challenged under and outside of the mask he's wearing. He's in the middle of a mysterious plot, all while being challenged to the core of his character. Alongside this, the cinematography from Greg Fraser and aesthetic that bleeds in every frame is really setting this film up to be one that delivers on the character of Batman, the compelling story, and in its production and filmic language. We'll have to see, but I'm loving everything on show, and I will definitely be watching this one in IMAX next March. I'm intrigued to hear what you guys think towards the new footage, alongside whether you are liking the style of approach that Matt Reeves is taking with his adaptation of the Caped Crusader, so let me know down below in the comment section. For more videos surrounding the Batman leading up to its release next year, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.